There is plenty for tourists to see, but some sites go largely ignored. Bundled up for the night, the homeless population of the capital. They're here because they've nowhere else.
But I've met people up here that you wouldn't expect to be up here. They've got degrees, they've lost their houses though. So they come up to London and sleep on the streets. Yeah.
According to a new report, the number of people sleeping rough in England has increased by 23% in the last year, and in London the figure is up by 43%. The Homelessness Monitor says over 5,500 people have been sleeping on the city's streets. The economy's been a major factor, and there are concerns about the numbers growing.
We're particularly worried about a suggestion from the Prime Minister himself that they're going to take away housing benefit for young people under the age of 25. That's going to be disastrous, frankly, absolutely disastrous.
Not everyone made homeless ends up on the street, needing support to properly feed and clothe them.
My jacket is falling apart, it's got no lining in it.
But in an economic downturn, charities are worried about the safety net of benefits, particularly for young people.
Oh, I think you're right to flag up that under 25s, particularly those coming from broken homes, we do need to address that, and we are looking very carefully and making sure we get that right. But we've got to help everybody in the round here, and that means thinking carefully about the causes and not just the lack of accommodation.
What would you see in here?
Literally beds.
Alan volunteers at this church in Romford helping the homeless, but he found himself on the streets after losing his job and a marriage breakdown last year.
I actually lived in a cardboard box in Romford town. It's like a vicious circle. If you haven't got fixed a bow, you can't get a job. And if you ain't got a job, you can't get nowhere to live. And it spirals. Trying to find work as well, especially in this climate, is very hard.
There is real pressure on services and a need for more housing. Over the last year, there's been a marked increase in the number of households accepted as being homeless by councils in England. Helping those who end up sleeping rough can be complex. Some have addictions, others mental health problems, and all face the harsh reality of winter.
It's the best place for none of us. For none of us at all. It's the best place for none of us. Freezing. You wake up in the morning, your eyes are bulking up like that. It's not good.
In Scotland, new legislation is giving everyone made homeless through no fault of their own the right to accommodation. But getting people out of cardboard and into houses is a major challenge everywhere. Chris Buckler,